Record. It is book review Sunday. I apologize for the poor lighting. I am in a hotel room for a work conference for my day job. And I read 3 books last week, and so I have 3 books to review. However, I would first like to go over how I give a, a story stars. That way, when I say I give the story 3 stars or 4 stars, you know what I mean. So 1 star means I didn't like it. 2 stars means it was okay. 3 stars means I liked it. 4 stars means it was great. And 5 stars means I loved it. You are not going to see me review any 1 or 2 star books because that means I really can't say much positive things about the book. And I really want these reviews to be positive, but I still want them to be authentic. So I'm not going to give every book that I like 5 stars. And so when a book receives 3 stars or 4 stars, which I consider to still be a positive review, it usually means that there was something that wasn't, perfect. Like maybe some character development was off. Maybe there was a plot twist I didn't like. Maybe the author's writing style wasn't um, my cup of tea. But it doesn't mean that that the whole thing was bad. It just means it wasn't perfect. And so if I give something 5 stars, it means if I had the chance to write that story, I would not change anything about it. So, book 1, Sleeping Beast by Spring Mendez. I give this book 3 stars. First thing I like about this book is that it has a revenge plot with the protagonist or the main character. And this isn't one of those where by the end the character changes their mind about revenge because they've learned some moral reason why revenge is not appropriate or why it doesn't fix your problems. And while I admit that that is a real life lesson to learn in the real world, in fiction, I think it's okay if we have revenge plots every once in a while. So I really enjoyed that about this book. And the basis is a Sleeping Beauty or Beauty and the Beast plot. The main character, Natasha, her family has been torn apart by her dad's selfish boss, and she needs, she's seeking revenge against her dad's boss and his family because they have harmed hers. And so there is a creature who is in a sleeping curse, and she believes that if she wakes him up, he can help her get her revenge. So she finds him, she wakes him up, and he indeed helps her get her revenge. This is also a vampire romance. The creature who is sleeping is a vampire, and while he is helping Natasha get her revenge, he and Natasha fall in love. And a subplot is family reunification. The actions of her father's boss tore the family apart. Literally, her mom died, her dad is in jail, her brother is stuck in a depression, and she is left all alone to pick up the pieces. And so, as she seeks revenge, she also seeks to bring her family back together. Second book, Amber Eyes 2, Family Ties by Norisha May. I give this one 3 stars. First thing I liked about this book is that we see a faithful mate in a love triangle. And the love triangle is not a huge part of the plot, and I wouldn't even say it's a true love triangle because Colton is not stuck between May and his ex-girlfriend. He is going to stay with May. He doesn't want to leave her, and he doesn't fall for any of the tricks that his ex-girlfriend tries to pull to um, break him and May up. And I like that. I like that there was no accidental kiss or accidental going to bed. He was faithful the whole time and was able to shake his ex-girlfriend off and send her on her way. There's also a little bit of a chosen one aspect to this, and May is a descendant of one of the four chosen werewolves lines of the moon goddess. And so each different line has a different ability. And May has what's called the breath of life. And so does anyone else in her family, where if they die, they come back to life pretty quickly. The only time they stay dead is if a member of their family kills them. And this leads into the next thing that I like about the second book is that the stakes are higher. In the first book, it's all about May and Colton's love story. So the focus is on them accepting each other as mates, learning how to be mates, how to communicate, and falling in love. And this one, they are already in love, they are already committed to each other. And so the focus is then on May's family and their enemies and the pack's enemies. And so literally life and death are at stake for so many characters, and they're trying to protect everyone that they love. And last is I really enjoy the communication between Colton and May. There isn't a lot of lying or sneaking around. Um, yes, at the beginning of the book, Colton does keep some information from May, but he learns his lesson and stops hiding information from her when she finds out. And a similar thing happens with May, where she tries to go out and fix the problem by herself. And when Colton catches her, she doesn't push him away. She lets him in and they work together as a couple. And last book for today, Rohn by Nancey Cummings. I give this one 5 stars. This is part of the Warlord Brides series, which is an excellent, excellent series that I'm about halfway through. This story is a second chance at love. Our female main character, Nakia, is rescued from a collapsed building by an alien warrior named Rohn. And she's 16 years old, and he's an adult alien, and he stays with her while she recovers in the hospital. And she develops a crush on him for this care that he gives her. But he's an adult, she's much too young, and he leaves her brokenhearted. 16 years later, Nakia is tested to be Roan's best match for the Madfell Bride draft between Earth and the Madfell alien species. And so now Nakia gets her second chance to be with Roan, and Roan will hopefully not mess it up. So, as you can tell, this is an alien romance, which I am learning I quite enjoy, and I didn't think I would. Not usually an alien fan. Also, during this, Roan has to overcome feelings of inadequacy. He is also imperfect. He lost his horn in a battle, and it did not grow back because he was poisoned during that fight. The poison also spread to his eye, and he can't see as well as he used to, and it requires glasses. Now, from a human's point of view, needing glasses is not a big deal, but for the Madfell alien species, who is very much perfect in their bodies and in their strength and in their senses, requiring glasses is a shame, and Roan struggles with that. And so, with Nakia as his mate, he's going to learn to have some self esteem and love himself the way that she loves him. And last, this is an excellent, excellent romance where we have our disabled representation. Nakia has only one leg and she needs a prosthetic leg to walk around. Roan needs glasses, which once again does not make someone disabled from a human's point of view, but from his alien species point of view, it does. So those are the 3 books that I read last week, and I enjoyed all of them, especially Roan. It was definitely my favorite of the 3. So if you like vampire romances, if you like werewolf romances or alien romances, I recommend those three books.